How's everybody doing? So what we're going to do is just to let you know, this is more of a question and answer about the hurricane and what we're doing here to prepare for the hurricane. What I do ask is I'm going to go down a list of some items. We'll have plenty of time to talk about the questions and answers, but this is getting recorded because this will go out to, I know there's a lot of concerned family members too, and they want to know what's going on. And it's a lot better if we hit all the points. So it's only maybe 10 minutes versus 40 minutes with everybody's questions and answers. So I'm sure we all agree about that. But we have some really good information. And if there's any other seats or anything.
Yeah, we're moving.
Yeah, get up, Chef.
I know. Chef as well, taking up space.
So there's also papers, just kind of, this is the same thing that's on your displays. And the key here is to look at the displays in the elevator, on your TVs. And, that's where we do most of the communication as well, that you can see at any time, even on your TV, the Chateau News. So we're just trying to hit everything from every single angle. So let's go ahead and get started. Remember, guys, you can always hide from the wind. You can't hide from storm surge. And we're really lucky because the storm is coming from the West Coast. But what I want to tell everybody here is, and I know a lot of you guys have lived through so many storms. I heard a lot of people say, hey, what happens if there's a flood? Well, it's not going to happen with this storm, but I want to give you guys an example. Lake Madeleine, if you look on it's the southeast side, there are these giant drains there that an immense amount of water, if that lake ever came up high enough, would overflow and it would go to Pineda Causeway underneath US 1 and it goes out to the Indian River. So we are in a high ground. We're not on the beach. The advantage here too is that the construction here is built as if we're on the beach side. So this building is strong. If we had 120, 130 mile per hour winds, direct hit, we would be okay. Imagine you're in your room. What's the most thing that can actually happen? Maybe a projectile. Again, we're not talking about this storm. I'm telling you guys, worst case scenario would hit your window and your window would break. So what would you do? You would go into the hallway. We have a huge area here. We have a generator as well. It's piped gas, natural gas. What does that mean? A lot of places, they have generators that are not for the entire building. Ours is the entire building. It's piped natural gas. It's not diesel. Some people have diesel and other types of sources of energy. Here, piped gas, the chances of piped natural gas stop flowing is next to none. I mean, it's all underground. So we're very fortunate about that. So this building is very strong and you guys don't have to worry. This is a shelter in place community. So this is when everybody comes to Chateau to be safe. So you don't have to worry about that. But I just wanted to kind of get that out there so everybody knows we have also a lot of food, a lot of good food. I know Chef has been ordering a lot of extra food. And you know what? It's because the food won't get spoiled because we have a generator. So that is, but in addition, we also have our whole hurricane special prepared 10-year shelf life Cisco food.
Yummy.
It's not completely yummy, but it's definitely better than the astronaut food. All you need to do is mix it with water. They make this type of food for places that potentially don't even have a generator. So, but it is capable of sustaining our community and staff for a period of 10 days. Now, this is above and beyond all that extra food that they just delivered this morning. I saw he's really charged it up. As far as the water, we have plenty of, whoops. So as far as the wire, not the wire, as far as the water, got me sidetracked. The water, the potable water. We've got not just plenty of bottled water, also uh, all of our tanks for our water heaters. They are all non-potable water. We're talking about thousands of gallons here. I'm sorry, potable water. Thousands of gallons here. We've got giant 5-gallon drums that are all retractable in our hurricane survival closet that we have, which is actually on the 3rd floor right next to the salon. So we get that inspected all of the time, and we are fully prepared as far as the storm. So when it comes to the food, the water, you're taken care of. So you don't have to worry about that. We have also, if you think about it, we have created an emergency chat group for our staff members, and we are going to continue to share this with all of our staff members because we will have a lot of core people here living in Chateau overnight. Testing, testing. You can hear it, right? All right, great. So what I want you guys to do is don't worry about food, don't worry about water, don't worry about AC, and don't worry about electricity. We've got you covered. The one thing that I can't guarantee you is internet. We do have 2 types of internet service providers. One is Florida High Speed, which is more like a satellite. The other one is Spectrum. We all know they're not perfect, and there's a good chance that we won't have internet. So if that happens, I can't help you out. But you don't have to worry. That's not the important part, right? We can all have fun and play with games and do whatever else throughout the community. So we're covered as far as that. What I do want to tell you guys is we have 80 resident, or I should say 88 staff members that do have personal lives. And I do want to tell you, just because everything is taken care of here at Chateau, I don't have control outside of Chateau. We did get from the Florida Department of Health a letter basically stating that all of our employees here at Chateau are considered essential employees. What that means is that if there's a curfew, our staff members can show this to the police department or whoever it is that pulls them over, telling them, hey, if you can't come to the community, they have this letter from the governor that states that they're able to come. So in a perfect world, all of our staff could come on time, be here at Chateau, and everything goes status quo. I would be fooling myself, fooling all of you if I told you that was the case, because there's a lot of variables outside of Chateau. So we do have some core staff like Jimmy and a lot of other staff that will be actually spending the night here Wednesday night, in addition to our clinical staff and other important people, which we'll get into details. But if you do look at, some of you guys have it, this has been on the TVs. Again, I was talking like 130, 140 mile per hour winds. That's not going to be the case. If you look here, this is the latest from AccuWeather, and I try to update it twice a day. This is from 9 o'clock. You can see the wind graph here. You can see the purple. That's that purple. If you look Thursday, where it's in green, it's looking like the most amount of sustained winds here will be around 60, 62 miles per hour. It's not perfect, but sustained winds means nonstop wind. Now, there will be higher gusts. There will be. But there will be branches that fall down. There's a good chance power outside of Chateau will go out. Here, you'll probably see 4 seconds of nothing for a second, and then the generator kicks on. That might actually happen a few times. But you will have power here, which is very, very important. But the purpose of my conversation here is to let you know these are in between different shifts. There's a chance that the night people that are here, the clinical staff, third shift we call, that's from 11 o'clock till 7 o'clock, they may not be able to leave. And then, of course, the staff on the clinical department coming in for the first shift that starts at 7 a.m., they may not be able to come in. So in a perfect world, it's an even swap. We just don't know. We don't know how the roads will be. That's why we've got people like Jimmy. We've got people like John. We've got even Rick, who's one of our cooks, and some of the other people from the different departments that will be spending the night here Wednesday night. And if need be, I think Sheila was another person. They will actually help all the other departments. This is when it's a cross department help. We're all helping each other here. Because if you look at that graph, I could clearly, and it's safe to say, I think after noon on Thursday, everything is really going to decline and everything will be okay. I mean, as far as the wind, it will get better and everybody will be able to, we'll do the cleanup of whatever it is. Now, keep in mind, during this time of the storm, courtyard, we will be having all of the furniture and a lot of other things that are in a dangerous position, potentially. When I say dangerous, I mean you could trip over it. Possibly chairs not set up. So we will have signs just reminding you, don't go into the main courtyard, because we'll try to make it safe, but we can't guarantee it. Now, the main courtyard is protected by our 3-story building, but anything can happen. So just be careful when it comes to that. So this does make it a little bit more challenging when it comes down to how the food will be. This is safety over comfort. You guys will be safe in the building. You will have plenty of staff. Even myself, I'm planning on getting here as soon as I can during the storm. We will have a lot of other staff members that are spending the night. But it will not be what you guys are used to. At 4 o'clock, and I will go into details on how the food will work. Chef, we can testing, give it another whirl. So now we're fast forwarding to Wednesday, which is tomorrow. Looking at the graph right here, Wednesday, you see this is still before the storm. The news, they make it sound like it's happening earlier in the day, but I'm talking about Brevard County.
So, can you hear me? Okay. So Wednesday breakfast and Wednesday...
Up here, so yep, there we go.
Wednesday breakfast and Wednesday lunch are business as usual. So you'll have full breakfast available to you. You'll have full lunch menus available to you, okay? Wednesday at 4 p.m., we'll be closing down the restaurant and we will be having a box dinner available for you guys. And that's going to be pot roast, mashed potatoes, vegetable, pineapple upside down cake, and dinner roll. And obviously that will be available in the concierge for you guys to pick up. You're welcome to eat it in the lounge or the dining room.
It's all disposable.
It's all disposable. The primary reason for this is so we can get our staff out of here. They can get home safely before the worst of the storm gets here. They can finish up any prep they have at home so that they're able to return to work. That being said, Ricky, my sous chef, who just took over from Tim, who took up to Colorado just in time, and Morgan and some other service staff will be here Wednesday night. So Thursday for breakfast, we'll be having a continental breakfast, which will be in a box. It'll have a Danish, a muffin, a fruit cup. Obviously, we'll have hot coffee, juice available in the restaurant. We'll have boiled eggs. We'll have yogurt. Guys, come down, help yourself. No one's going to go hungry. We've got a ton of food here, okay? Wednesday lunch, we're going to have a very abridged menu.
Thursday lunch,
We're going to have a very abridged menu. We're going to do a grilled cheese sandwich, cup of tomato soup, or you can get a chicken Caesar salad if you prefer, or if you're hungry, you're welcome to have both, okay? Thursday dinner, we're going to have a barbecue dinner. Probably won't be in the courtyard, but you never know. Ricky can get a little adventurous sometimes. Hamburgers, hot dogs, baked beans, potato chips. So you guys really shouldn't see that much interruption as far as food. And then obviously Friday morning, the storm has passed. We're back to business as usual. Everyone's expected to report back to work whether they have power or not, because let's face it, your power's not going to come on any quicker if you're sitting at home, and why not be in a nice air-conditioned building? So that's the food and beverage plan. The only thing that I will say is,
Please don't.
yeah, if you don't absolutely need it, don't kind of hoard stuff in your room, because there's a lot of residents here. And obviously, because of the weather conditions, today's the last day the trucks will be on the road, because as soon as winds exceed 35 miles an hour, then trucks, semi-trucks, delivery vehicles are not allowed on the roads, okay? So we won't have any more food deliveries, probably Wednesday, Thursday, if we're lucky, Friday, or depending on the situation after the storm. So we have a ton of food. The only thing that you might see that we may run out of is just a little bit of fresh fruit, strawberries, raspberries, things like that, because the trucks can't get to us because they're not allowed out. Their staff have issues, obviously, it's all dependent. But rest assured, as soon as we can get the next delivery in, they'll be back up to stock. So there may be a couple of very small hiccups, but as far as everything else goes, we got a ton of good food here. So you guys, you'll be well taken care of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and through the storm as well. So please don't stress on that, and no one is going to go hungry, including the staff, because we'll be feeding those guys as well. So if you see them walking around munching on a grilled cheese sandwich, don't worry, there's plenty for you.
We have some good staff. We definitely do. I know there's a few of you guys that may not have, were not brought up here in Florida or lived here. And I know that there's some of your family members as well that may not be living in Florida. They're not around this. So they may be calling saying, oh my God, it looks like you guys are about to have a war zone. I just want to tell you, it's not good to continue to watch the news. The news is going to make it sound a lot worse than it really is. Just rest assured. I mean, how many of you guys have seen grocery store pictures of nothing? They took all the toilet paper, all the water, all. That's one of the advantages of living here. You guys have your own kind of hurricane survival building here, and we take care of it all. So don't get depressed looking at the news. Some things that may happen during the storm. You turn on your TV and you see a blue screen. Oh, channel's not working. Or you may turn, what's the special again? They were talking, and you're looking and you're seeing the text fly through the screen. It just means internet's not working. So there's some things that you just have gotten used to, but we're going to be able to handle it. We're just expecting the worst. But I really think we will be okay. And you guys, as a community here, you guys are great as well. I know Evelyn, she's got some activities. We're trying to make it and assume as if everything will be normal. But she does have it where if certain people can't get to the building, you may have Jimmy doing an activity with everybody.
Right.
Or you may have some self-run things. That's the advantage here. We're all going to pitch in and try to help. So I know some of your family members are probably anxious to see what we're doing here.